It's hard to overstate just how subversive and incredible Too Many Cooks was when it aired with zero warning and zero fanfare in the dead of night on Adult Swim in 2014. In 11 minutes, director Casper Kelly staged what starts as a send-up of 80s and 90s multicam sitcom intros, but rapidly devolves into a medium-breaking surrealist nightmare. Though Carrie Kelly that bait-and-switch energy into 2021's feature-length Adult Swim Yule log, it's Buddy that feels like the true spiritual successor to Too Many Cooks. Initially presenting as an episode of a lost children's enrichment program in the vein of Barney and Friends, Buddy similarly uses the saccharine trappings of that medium as a delivery system for an edgy, clever descent into madness. I'm Tom Jorgensen, and this is my review of Buddy. Before the earworm theme song, which opens Buddy, is even done, the film's 1990s appropriate 4:3 aspect ratio, soundstage style camera coverage, and cheery aesthetic all wonderfully establish the bounds of its kids show form. Buddy the Unicorn, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, dopily dotes on the kids that spend all of their time at the clubhouse, and along with other anthropomorphized objects, teaches them lessons about dancing or how to responsibly use household cleaning products. The episode ends, the credits roll, and life begins anew the next day. It's a cycle that, as the kids come to realize, obfuscates much more malicious intentions on Buddy's part. The film's first act is squarely focused on reinforcing the slipping of the rose-tinted glasses with which the kids see the world, and Keegan-Michael Key's vocal performance of the Orange Unicorn reinforces those tonal shifts well.
Great work, gang! So fun! Don't go in the clubhouse, I just mopped.
Key is adept at modulating the lovey-dovey musicality of Buddy's voice with hints of danger that don't make things too sinister too quickly, so that when there are bursts of violence early on, they do feel surprising and gnarly. But Buddy wastes no time revealing its central conceit and how it plans to push that forward. One of the kids tires of Buddy pretty much immediately, and the fallout of that slight attracts the curiosity of Freddy, another kid in Buddy's thrall. Delaney Quinn's performance, like Key's, is impressive in its control, never getting ahead of where Kelly has pitched the tone at any given point.
I'm scared.
That's great news!
It is?
Sure!
The rest of the kids who make up Buddy's gang get the occasional chance to shine, but Freddy's the only one who really has space to develop her character past a caricature of kid with fewer lines than others in an episode of Barney. Tone really is the highlight of Buddy. The undercurrent of wickedness, which roils into view more and more as the movie goes on, is very well managed, and no doubt it's Kelly's signature strength. Too Many Cooks has inspired countless imitations in the 12 years since its release, but Buddy proves that Kelly is at the top of his class when it comes to weaponizing smiley, vapid positivity into a dark funhouse of f***ery. The filmmaker revels in revealing more about talking inanimate objects like Strappy, Mr. Mailbox, Charlie the Train, and to what degree they're able to see past Buddy's smokescreen. Patton Oswalt's Strappy in particular becomes a very enjoyable partner to Freddy and the other kids, and though he never has much dialogue all at once, he does make every line count. Michael Shannon double dips as both Charlie the Train and a second anthropomorphic character who's paired with the movie's best cameo appearance in a send-up of a different style of children's programming that feels especially insane in a movie that already feels especially insane up to that point. As mentioned before, the production design by Anna Kathleen and Devin Hawks Ludlow's puppet design are real highlights in Buddy, critically important to the movie's overall success. The primary colors and chunky, cartoonish build quality of the set perfectly thread the needle of Kelly's obvious inspirations so that no single ingredient in the cosmic gumbo feels too overpowering, which is enough to leave Buddy feeling well-defined enough to stand on its own. Ludlow's puppet work is multifunctional here and also well representative of Buddy's tone, presenting an extremely appealing veneer that has room on the inside for all sorts of viscera and nastiness that's always satisfying to see spill out into the open. Music is also a huge part of Buddy's identity, with Kelly's Too Many Cooks songwriter Sean Coleman providing sing-songy ditties that feel true to the movie's lineage and become more important to the experience than you might expect.
You move your leg like this and swing your arms to the side.
Even though the particulars of how Buddy's mask starts to slip are fun to track, the film's early adherence to the visual language of children's shows does wear thin quickly, and pacing becomes Buddy's only significant downfall throughout. That Buddy feels as long as it does, even at just 96 minutes, is most attributable to how the nature of the story opens the doors for the kids to question just why they spend so much time at Buddy's clubhouse, which in turn leads to them pushing the boundaries of their own existence. The mechanics of how all that fits together give the movie a stop and start quality that leaves the momentum of the full piece a little lacking. Despite the clarity and strength of the film's tone being incredibly steady, even if the pacing isn't always, that does end up drawing an outsized amount of attention to the visual inconsistencies that are present. As we, the audience, watch Buddy, the home base look of that full-screen 4:3 aspect ratio is meant to connote that we're experiencing the Buddy TV show as reality, almost as if it's like found footage. But later in the movie, we have cause to see footage from that TV show displayed on widescreen TVs. In those moments, the Buddy TV show is displayed in the more modern 16:9 aspect ratio. This is a nitpick, sure, but the harder a director pushes a high concept like Buddy's, the more cohesive small details need to be so as not to break suspension of disbelief, or an audience's willingness to accept that what they're seeing is true. It's not a major distraction, but creating a world so worthy of close inspection does create a double-edged sword that Kelly occasionally slices himself on. Buddy's twists and turns deserve to be preserved as much as possible, but that sense of exhaustion that I felt early on with Buddy's initial formal identity does improve and take its most interesting turn when Kristen Milioti and Topher Grace's far more grounded characters come into play going into Act 2. When Buddy starts to reveal the shape of where the story is going, Milioti becomes the movie's MVP. As she becomes aware of Buddy's true nature, Milioti's grace provides the movie with a lot of depth through her skillful and adaptive performance. Her own command of tone is on its strongest display during a truly uncomfortable encounter between her and Buddy, which sees a dark movie go even darker than you could probably imagine. Movies like Five Nights at Freddy's, Willy's Wonderland, and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey have been pushing the stock of mascot horror up for years now, but Buddy stands apart in how it calls attention to the dangers of using toxic positivity to distract from darker corners of the day-to-day experience. At a certain point, you do get a really clear sense of where Buddy is going to wind up, but as with life, the journey is the destination here, and Kelly throws more than enough curveballs along the way to keep the somewhat predictable ending from feeling dissatisfying.
That's how you do the Buddy glide.
Buddy is getting an 8 from me. With the brute force of director Casper Kelly's impressive command of tone, Buddy overcomes some woefully inconsistent pacing to deliver a nightmarish, exciting, funny deconstruction of children's programming. Keegan-Michael Key does a great job supporting that tone through his bubbly and then bearish performance, but Kristen Milioti and Delaney Quinn each steal the show as well-drawn characters who attack Buddy's hold on them from different angles. Strong production design and original songs keep Buddy from feeling like it's taking inspiration too liberally from any one source, and all of that leaves Buddy standing on its own as a singular, satisfying horror comedy. Thank you so much for watching. For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of Insidious, Out of the Further, and Coyote vs. Acme. And for everything else movies, you're already in the right place. IGN.